Okay, so welcome to Friday Flow. Find yourself a comfortable spot to sit and play around with how you're sitting. If you're for this intro and want to go inward a little bit, um, and for that it will be helpful to be able to be in your seat. You can also do this standing if you prefer. Let your feet be flat on the floor. If you prefer, you can even kick off your shoes so that you can feel the floor with your under your feet. You can and find your comfort spot in your low back. And then, so if you're in a chair, sometimes it's helpful to sit towards the front of the chair so that your spine can be elongated and resting one vertebra on top of the other, self-supported. Sometimes it's helpful to scooch all the way back in the chair and let the chair support that spine. So play around with that a little bit, wiggle a little bit side to side, find the spot where you can be centered and balanced, and let your shoulders roll up, back, and down. Your arms can rest on your thighs or on the table or down by your side. Arms do not need to work for the next few moments. And find any other muscles that you can relax. If you're in your chair, maybe your thighs and your calves can just relax because they don't need to do any work supporting you. And if you're comfortable with it, go ahead and close your eyes, take a deep breath in, and let it all out. And one more deep breath in, and let it out with a sigh. Ha. And coming to some kind of stillness. And if your brain is still active, that's okay. Maybe it will just let that noise be kind of alongside you. You can notice, oh yeah, there's noise in my brain, and just let it be. And then bring your attention back to your breath, back to your seat, back to your elongated, comfortable spine, and letting yourself relax. And now imagine in your mind's eye, at the beginning of this journey, that you are on a path somewhere. The temperature is comfortable, the sun is shining. Where might you be in this place that is so inviting to you? It's a path that you are intrigued by, that you're interested in, that you want to follow. So follow that path in your mind's eye. Notice what's under your feet as you're walking in this imaginary location. And are you barefoot? Are you wearing hiking boots? Are you wearing flip-flops? What do you notice in your mind's eye? And then noticing there's a little tug, something pulls your attention to the side of the path. And you notice something that draws your attention. It's some kind of rock or stone. Perhaps there was a sparkle that caught a glint that caught your eye. And you reach down in your mind's eye, pick it up and hold it. And perhaps it's just there and it's beautiful and unusual. And you know that it's something extremely rare that that you can feel grateful that you stumbled across this. Perhaps it's something that's encased somehow and you need to reveal it somehow. So it's a treasure to be discovered. So as you're holding this thing in your hands, in your mind's eye, what's the weight of it? Is there color? Is there a texture? Is it opaque or transparent? Is it shiny or matte? See if you can spend a moment with this surprise thing, this stone, this rock that has elements from long before and from recent, and see if there's a way that you connect with it, because you also are comprised of elements from long before and from recent, and you also are unique and individual. And then place that thing in a location that you can come back to it. Perhaps it's hiding it back where you found it and making note of the location. Perhaps it's tucking it in your pocket or creating some kind of treasure chest in your mind's eye that you can come back to and know that that precious thing is something you can always come back to in your mind, and that it can be a source of grounding and appreciation and specialness. And then let's continue on the path. And next on the path, you come across a some kind of living plant that is also rare and unusual and something that you've never seen before. What does that look as you come up close to it in your mind's eye? What do the leaves or petals feel like? Does it have a scent that is amazing and enticing and mesmerizing? Spending a moment with that plant, are there colors, textures that are really interesting and inspiring? And imagine that there is a version of that plant, a part of that plant, which you can instantly capture and preserve without damaging the plant, and include that in your treasure chest that you can come back to. And like the scent of this amazing plant that spreads out into the world, you can also find parts of yourself that are amazing and beautiful that spread out and entice the world. And then continuing down the path, you come to an open area that where there is an animal that comes right up to you. And what is this animal that is also rare and unusual and wants to befriend you? And imagine that you can spend time with this animal. What does it look like? Is it tiny that you can hold in your hand? And imagine this is also a rare and unusual species that is hardly ever discovered, that has chosen to spend time with you. What amazes you about this creature? Is it large and you can put your hands on it? Is it tiny so you can hold it on one finger? Does it climb? Does it burrow? Imagine this animal, this creature has a message for you. It has an ability to be aware of, to be connected to, or maybe it's an environment that is appealing to both of you. What is your connection to this animal, this rare species of animal? and finding a way to capture that connection somehow. Perhaps the animal gives you something to take back with you. Perhaps it's a memory or a photo or something that you can remember this animal by. And then saying goodbye for now and knowing you can always come back and visit. We return on the path back past the rare species of plants, past the stones that are so precious and beautiful, and back to the room. And when you're ready, wiggling fingers and toes and noting, is there anything that you want to bring back with you into this room for today? Colors, patterns, textures, feelings, anything that makes you smile. And when you're ready, opening your eyes and coming back to the room.